Psychoanalytic Theory of Mental Illness. Psychoanalysis is a positivist perspective and a psychosocial model. It aims to treat mental disorders by investigating the interaction of the conscious and unconscious minds by working to bring repressed fears and conflicts in the conscious mind using techniques such as dream interpretation and free association. It traces mental disorder to unresolved psychic or emotional conflict. Sigmund Freud began practicing and conceptualizing his theory and techniques of psychoanalysis in the late 1800s, officially coining the term in 1896. Freud's development of psychoanalysis theories took place based on his own experience. He first began trying hypnosis with patients after another neurologist told him of his findings. Freud eventually found this to be restricting and began practicing free association. Following the death of his father, he started experiencing physical and mental illness. He decided to partake in self-analysis of his dreams and childhood memories. He found that he had feelings of hostility to his father and jealousy over his mother's affections to his father. This led to his theory of the development of neuroses. Freud believed there were three conflicting parts to our personality. Id is based in the pleasure principle. It is interested only in instant self-gratification of basic needs and urges. It has no regard for reason, logic, or morality. It operates entirely in the unconscious. Ego is based in the reality principle. It is developed through interaction with the environment from ages 1 through 3. This is the rational and logical part of the personality. It is partly conscious and unconscious. Superego. This is known as your conscience or moral compass. It develops through internalizing of society's morals from ages 3 through 6. It deals with ideals, restrictions, and social rules. Interaction of these three parts creates conflict. Freud believed that the id, ego, and superego are in constant conflict and that adult personality and behavior are rooted in the results of these internal struggles throughout childhood. He believed that a person who has a strong ego has a healthy personality and that imbalances in the system can lead to neuroses, what we now think of as anxiety and depression and unhealthy behaviors. We're going to look at an example of psychoanalysis. If your id saw someone eating candy, it would likely take the candy for itself. It doesn't know or care that this is rude. It would only care that you wanted candy. If your superego saw the same person, it would not take the candy because it would know that it is rude. If both your id and your superego were involved, and your id could override your superego, you would take the candy, but afterwards you would feel guilt or shame. If you saw the same person, your ego would mediate the conflict between your id, primal urges, the urge to want candy, and your superego, it's wrong to steal someone's candy, and decide to go buy your own candy. Some accolades and criticisms of psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis was one of the first big breakthroughs in neurology and psychology. Many theories and processes were created based on this or in opposition of this theory. There's no way to empirically test if this theory truly works in treatment of neuroses or depression and anxiety. Freud has a singular emphasis on the human mind. He does not pay much, if any, attention to the impact of environment, sociology, or culture.